Having some technical difficulties today. It was raining really hard yesterday, and it had been raining earlier this morning. I called the cable company and they said that they had an outage. So now I keep getting these, YouTube keeps telling me I'm having a very bad connection. So, and then Facebook won't even download. I mean, I've been sitting here for going on 15, 20 minutes when I restarted my computer to see if it was a problem on my end, which it was. So that ruined Blog Talk Radio, ruined that. Then YouTube was the last to go out, and then Facebook went out. I think somebody reported me on Facebook, but I can't tell because the thing is it won't download. Let me try something real quick. Anyway, something's not working. You know, YouTube hasn't been working right either. And I wonder if it's connected to Google, because Google and Facebook and all these social media platforms are integrated. So if there's something wrong at Google, there's going to be something wrong at Facebook and YouTube as well. So I was wondering if I was thinking about just canceling the broadcast, because I wasn't able to do Blog Talk Radio, because that just blew up in my face and stopped working. My internet went out. Yeah, it's been a shitty day. But I guess we have to carry on for a couple of days, and I just haven't felt like leaving out the house. I had mistakenly bought a little too much food, and luckily I bought stuff that I like to eat and I don't get tired of eating. So I ended up just cooking some of that stuff and eating it later on in the week, or eating some of it today. I'm making some beef stew, and I make sure it's beefy. Yeah, bitches. And I want to make sure that if I'm cooking something that I'm not going to necessarily eat today, I don't want it to be shitty, because I'm not a big leftovers type of guy. I don't like eating a lot of leftovers. That's why I only make enough food for me. It took a long time for me to get used to cooking for just one person, because I had been cooking for the whole family for a long time. And plus, it's a lot easier to cook stuff for more than one person. Because if you don't like leftovers, like I don't, you don't want to cook too much food. It's just a smart thing to do. You want to save, you want to be throwing money out the door. I decided to cook something different, because I get tired of eating the same kind of food every day, every week. Yes, everything is aching today. Having a lot of pain today. So yeah, it hasn't been a good week at all. I was gonna get up and go to my gym that's a half a block away, but man, I didn't feel like going down there. I just didn't. I just don't feel like being around nobody today. Yep. Hope everybody had a safe and enjoyable Thanksgiving. I hope that you guys got everything that you wanted and more. Hope your mamas cooked. Hope your grannies and all them good folks cooked some good food. Hope you got some of them chitlins, that turkey, and that ham, that honey glazed ham. I love a woman with a honey glazed ham. You ladies know what I'm talking about. I love a honey glazed ham lady. Fire. Woo woo. Fire. lets me know that you're oh, fire. Yeah, so that's what's up. You know, stuff ain't working. Seem like everything. See, I don't really know exactly if it's my internet or if it's just whether it is Google. Facebook won't even download. So, yeah, you know, dead weight women are not always apparent. They're not always apparent. They don't always rear their ugly heads because a lot of women hide their dead weight behind cosmetics and aesthetics and tight clothing or loose clothing or revealing clothing. And a lot of us get hung up on that instead of looking behind the curtain, seeing what's really popping. Because a lot of guys don't want to be wrong. I forgot to talk about this a couple of weeks ago here on the Player Circle, our 7th, but this is our 7th episode. More bounce to the ounce, and I say what counts, as I always do. Cats don't want to be wrong, man. Cats don't want to be wrong. A lot of players don't want to be wrong. Because admitting that you're wrong means, you know, how many other mistakes have I made? What other mistakes have I made with women? And now I'm only admitting that I had made a mistake, that it wasn't my fault, so I can move on. It is what it is. And a lot of cats, we don't want to admit we made a mistake. And we keep holding on to that dead weight, and it just eats your ass up. Cats don't want to admit they made a mistake in the person they chose for a girlfriend or a wife or their baby mama. Because cats can lose a lot of shit out here fucking around with the wrong bitch. If you dealing with somebody that don't take breakups well, and you break up with this chick, and next thing you know, she calling your job talking shit. Talking about he touched my titties without my consent. He sucked on these titties without consent, goddammit. I was drunk. I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, the SVU Law and Order episode last week about a bitch lying that somebody raped her, a prosecutor guy raped her 10 years before. And what she did is she gonna wait 10 years and then say, oh, he raped me. And so the guy, you know, got wrung through the mud and finally came out that his boy raped the chick and not him. Couldn't find out he never even had sex with her, but they had passed out in the same room in the same bed. And she had to eat crow and, you know, had to admit that she was being unfaithful. And then nobody raped her. You digs? I thought it was kind of ridiculous that a guy could get his life temporarily ruined and possibly permanently ruined